Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now y'all got to forgive me because I've been on the road all week with business, and so that's why I try to tell y'all sometimes people don't realize I'm not a YouTuber. I just do YouTube. I do real business. So I'm starting two new agencies right now, and so I've been not working with actually 3 new agencies, but one of them is just my program. So I've been out doing business on those 3 things this week and haven't been able to be to the office to sit down and film. So in a season where sometimes you got to take 2 steps backwards so you could take 10 steps forward, or you got to take 2 steps backwards so you could see the full picture. So you got to think about, like, if you are in an art gallery and you walk up on the painting and it's a really big 5 foot 7 foot wide painting, and you walk up to it and you 6 inches away from it, you can't see the whole painting. But when you step back about 5 feet yourself, now you can see the whole picture, the big picture, and then you can take it all in. And so that's what I'm doing right now, kind of stepping back, looking over, what do I want this next 5 years to look like? So if you're not in the 3Bs conference yet, make sure you get in there, because we're going to talk about this type of stuff and help you get your life together while I'm getting my life together. Because as I learn, I teach. I don't hoard information. I don't try to block nobody and keep nobody from growing and grinding. So everything I learn, I teach it. And I'm learning a lot right now in building business, because you always have to be, you got to be ahead. But see, a lot of people don't get it because they're not really sensitive to the spirit. They ain't sensitive to the spirit, so they miss it. And I'm gonna remind you, some of y'all already know this and you could quote it out my mouth, but in September of 2019, the Lord told me to retire from speaking and build online. And I was retiring from speaking so I could be home more with my family, because I had been traveling since like 2012 almost, and really consistent since like 2014, 2015, really since 2012. And in 2019, the Lord say, sit home. You need to take care of your first ministry, which is your household. So stay home. And I started to build my YouTube in 2019. I had already had the channel since 2011, but I wasn't consistent. And then guess what? 6 months later, there was the pandemic in March of 2020. And so many people was asking me, oh, how your business doing? Because you was a speaker and all of that. How's everything going? I'm like, my business is up 400%. What? How in the world that happened? Oh, sensitive to the spirit. So I'm in that same space right now where God is saying, you got to expand. You got to expand because you don't know what's coming. I'm not a prophet. I don't claim to be a prophet, but our world is changing and we don't know how bad it's going to get. We don't know what this next 4 years is going to get. So if you only make money from one thing, you making a mistake. You need to have 2, 3 things, or how many other things that you can manage and maintain. And so that's why I'm building business, and that's why I'm be telling you on every video, reach on out to me, get in on one of these here ventures. So we're gonna build it and create streams of income and come up out of this poverty. We got to come up out of this paycheck to paycheck, come up out of this here lack and all of those things. So it's like sometimes you got to just pause and you got to invest in you. You got to tell the bill collectors, hold on, I'm investing right now. You're going to get your money. when I get it, but I'm investing right now. So pump your brakes. Have it you always got your money? All right then, touch your nose, sit down and be quiet. If you done always got your money, you gonna get your money. Sit down and be quiet. Look at old Lamborghini. They see me in this here. He trying to show out. And so that's the thing. It come to that time and place the way you're gonna have to invest in you. And I got clients who lost their job, but then I got clients who's got jobs that pay them $200,000-$300,000. So it's feast and famine at all times. Somebody feasting, somebody in a famine. But you got to be prepared for what's next for you, because we don't know what the economy is going to do. Like right now, the stock market is down. Stock market is down. And depending on that portfolio, some people portfolio down 10%. It might be certain positions or gambles that people in, they might be down 40%. Just depending on what they were doing with their money. And so, I was speaking to a gentleman today who, he worth $400 million, and he was telling me that one of his insurance policies, which is what I'm about to be signing people up in, these IULs, he was telling me one of them down 10%. And so where he has $4 million in it, he may be down $400,000 right now. But he can stand it, he can hold on, because he knows it's going to bounce back. But now, people who don't have diversification, they don't have multiple policies, they haven't invested their money, and they look at their 401k, and their 401k got $1 million in it, and the market crash, and their 401k go from $1 million to $600,000, and they like, whoa, how long is it gonna take for this not too aggressive 401k to earn back that $400,000 that it just lost? And so that's the thing what a lot of people don't think about, and that's why you cannot just put all your eggs in one basket. And you also gotta know how to earn, so that even if you are invested and you got money, you got to know how to earn. So here's the thing. We still gonna be talking about love and relationships, but that don't pay your bills. So we gonna be focusing on earning in this season, so that we can be expanding and growing this year and adding to the bottom line. Because then that's gonna make you more attractive in your relationship. And if you single, it's gonna make you more attractive on the market, in the dating pool, because you know how to earn. You're ambitious. And that's where you gotta stretch your mind to. You got to get out that box that society has put you in, that the school system has put you in, that corporate America has put you in, and you got to stretch. You got to start being willing and ready to do more. To do more. You got to go harder. And you got to be willing to take people with you. See, one of the things about humans is a lot of times we just want to eat alone. We don't want to take nobody with us. We don't want to take nobody with us, and we just want to eat alone. But got to be ready and willing to go that extra mile and to stretch. And so I'm finna be building, and I'm finna build till infinity, because I'm gonna use everything that God had gave me. I listen. It's like when you get to look at the people in the Bible, it's like, listen, I want to have what Job had. You hear me? I don't want to go through what Job went through now, but if the Lord see fit, then I'm gonna go through it. But I want to have what King Solomon had. what King David had, what Joseph had. I'm not trying to be out here begging and borrowing. No, we trying to climb up out of this. We trying to climb up out of this. So that's all it is. You know, we got to get it together and we got to get going. So y'all, you know, right now I have to invest in me. So that's why I stopped my one-on-one sessions. I'm going to open them back up in probably a month or so. I'm going to open the one-on-one sessions up, and I'm going to open up the discounted sessions. So not just the, you know, full premium, but I'm going to open up the discounted ones. And I'm going to do it, but I have to work on me, though. And it's just going to be certain days that I do coaching. So I'm not going to be able to coach many people. But it just be certain days that I do it, and you know, maybe 3 to 6 people a week that I might coach. But gotta invest in me, and gotta take more of them hours that I'm giving away. Gotta take more of them hours for me, because sometimes I'll be trying to coach and it just be a million things going on, and so it's hard for me to focus sometimes. It be so much going on, and so I'm just in such a season where my phone just be blowing up so much. But I'm finna go ahead and get this thing together, and we finna go on build. So you looking to expand, and not only expand, but also get in position, get your family in position and be set up for life and generational wealth, then reach on out to me at support@tonygaskins.com. And over these next few months, we're going to get it together. But I just got off the plane. I'm doing business this week. Just got off the plane and had to go get a haircut because we were supposed to play tomorrow, my team, but we not playing tomorrow. We play Saturday and Sunday. And so with the boys program, you know, I have to order. I don't order 3 sets of uniforms, and have to order all these shirts, all these shoes, all these backpacks, socks. It's just a lot. All the equipment, had to partner with a gym. It is a lot. And then we have to be picking the boys up, because some of the boys don't have transportation, so got to be picking the boys up. Just a lot going on with that situation. And so that's why every video I've been saying thank you to the supporters of the Tony Gaskins Family Foundation. The link is in the description. And because whatever we short, I gotta pay out of pocket. It's one of those things to where even if you in the 3Bs conference and you aren't able to support the foundation, just you being a part of the 3Bs, that still blesses me to be able to be a blessing, because that's where my income going. After taking care of my family, that's where my income going, to these boys and their parents, the families, and helping them. And so I appreciate it. And so every video you see me doing this season, where I'm not really, if I'm not locked in and focused on, you know, just the pop the balloon review or this or that right there, just know that I'm in a season of expansion, in a season of growth, and going to that next level so that I can have more impact in the kingdom. Because it's like, I want to do all these programs, the men's program, the women's program, the boys program, the girls program, the entrepreneurship program, for Christ and through Christ, so that people see the blessings. And when I say blessings, I'm not just talking about monetary. I'm talking about just the peace and the prosperity, the fortitude, the balance in life. And so when people see this and they know it comes from Christ, and they get to feel and experience. I was with a young man that through my nonprofit, I'm helping young men start a new business. And so we was on a business trip, and I paid for his round trip flight, his hotel, his transportation. I rented a car, and all of his food. And he accepted it, because when you accept it, you know, it's also saying, hey, I can use it. Like, I appreciate it. And that's a part of that ministry. But to be able to do that, you can't do that. Like, think about right now, you want to help. You want to be a blessing because you love helping people. I already know. Without knowing you, I know that you love helping people. And I know that you want to be a blessing. So right now, I want you to think about somebody you know, a 19-year-old you know, like this young man. And I want you to think about a business opportunity for that 19-year-old boy or girl, male or female. And I want you to think about a mentor that they can talk to. And that person might be me. But then I want you to think about, I want you to go on southwest.com or Delta, and I want you to look up a round trip flight from their city to that mentor city. And I want you to look up a hotel. And I want you to look at 2 nights of hotel stay. And I want you to look up transportation. You know, like an Uber or something. Or car service from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to the airport. And I want you to calculate all that. And what you're going to be looking at, you're probably going to be looking at about $1,000 to $1,500 for you to do that for this 19-year-old. And I want you to look at then log into your checking account and see, okay, do I have $1,500, let's say $1,500 to be safe, do I have this expendable? Like just excess money that I could do this with and not miss it. And if the answer is no, then my point is, how can we be hands-on? See, a lot of times people just want to beat people over the head with the Bible and just give them a bunch of scripture, but where's the scripture in your life? Where's the pressed down, shaking together, and running over in your life? Where is the desires of your heart? You being given the desires of your heart. Where is that in your life? So people can't hear this religiosity if they can't see the blessings and the favor of Christ on you. Nobody want to sign up for something to be broke, busted, and disgusted. Nobody want to sign up for something to be stressed and worried and pulling out your hair. Nobody want to sign up for that. People want to sign up for the peace that passeth all understanding. People want to pick out the downtrodden hard parts of the Bible and ignore the blessings and the favor. And the countless parts of the Bible that say if you obedient to God, you're going to be blessed. You're going to be taken care of. And one of the things that God is going to do is He's going to give you the wisdom to get wealth, to expand, so that you can be a blessing. Because if you don't have the anointing on you that can turn the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish into multiplication to feed thousands, if that's not your anointing, then guess what? You got to have the money to do it, or you got to have the following, the audience to raise the funds. You got to have the impact, the influence. And so that takes work, that takes sacrifice, that takes grind. And that's where we going. So in my new businesses, I'm scaling myself. I'm scaling myself, and I'm about to be building. And just as I'm acquiring wealth, and you're gonna see how I'm giving back from the wealth that I acquire, and the programs that I implement, and the things that I'm teaching to help other people. And Christ is at the center of it all. Christ's gonna get the glory through it all. And I want you to be able to do the same thing in your community. And so even like with the insurance, we all need insurance. Everybody needs insurance. So right there in your city, you could be signing people up, helping people, and I'm gonna help you. Now, but see, this is the thing though. To be in my agency, you got to be in the 3Bs conference. If you're not in 3Bs conference, you're not somebody I want to work with, because you're not investing in you. If you broke, busted, and disgusted, and you're not investing in you, and you're not sacrificing, and you're not pouring into you, because all throughout my life, my bill collectors could tell you, Tony gonna make us wait while he invests in him. And then when he, from his return, then he gonna take care of us. See, a lot of people can't go forward because they're afraid to go backwards. A lot of people can't go up because they're afraid to go down. They can't sprout because they're afraid to dig roots. See, you have to go without. If you are a slave to bills and you never take and invest in yourself, because think about it, you got so many bills that you can't even afford to invest in yourself. But what is a bill gonna do? They're gonna wait till the next month and till the next month. What also do they have? They have forbearance. So if you taking and investing in you costs $150, like the training program or whatever for the insurance costs $150. For the tax company, it's anywhere from $0 to a couple grand to get going. If you can't take and sacrifice and move things around and invest in you, that's something that can earn you hundreds of thousands of dollars, or at least tens of thousands, then you'll never get out of the hole that you in. You got to be able to say, hey, hold on, I'm in hardship, I'm in forbearance. I never forget the time, and if people don't want to hear this part of it, and a lot of people, some of the other people, they be trying to holler about, oh, that's a scam, or that's this or that, and don't be knowing what they be talking about. And a lot of people don't want to hear about it. When I tell people I had that, I went $900 into the negative to buy a course. And as I'm going through the course, I learned about a process. And my next client, probably a week or two after me going negative 900, I had a client hire me and pay, I think, $6,000 or $7,000 up front for coaching. And this probably was a decade ago, and over a decade ago. And I remember paid my first client that I was able to use this process that I learned. So I invested $1,000 and it made me $6,000 or $7,000. $7,000 it was. And guess what? My client invested $7,000 and then went on to make hundreds of thousands from what they learned from me. So they took what they learned from me and created a process that was mind-boggling to the people they was meeting. And they ended up having clients. One client paid them 6 figures for coaching, for a year of coaching, executive coaching. And that's how self-investment works. The greatest investment I've ever made, because I got investments on the stock market and cryptocurrency and everything you could think of. The greatest investment I've ever made is investment into me, into myself. There is no return in the world better than the investment into yourself. There's no greater return. when you invest in yourself, you have returns like 100%, 300%, 2,500%, 10,000%. Like, I've had returns in the thousands of percent, whereas the stock market is on average going to give you 8 to 10% return, and it's going to take years on top of years. So while you should invest there because that's foolproof, you also should invest in yourself so that you can put more money into those investments. Don't ever avoid the self-investment. Don't just put your money on the market. Put your money into you. What can you do? What can your hands, your mind, what can you do that can make you money? So think about it. Insurance agent made $600,000 in the last 9 months. You know how much it costs to become an insurance agent? A few $100s. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is a real story now. This is a real story. So here's a woman from another country that have made $600,000 in the last 9 months, and it costs a few $100s to become an insurance agent. And so guess what? Do the math on that. 600,000, let's say divided by 500, and then multiply that by 100. That's the percent of return that this young lady has had from investing in herself. What job? She make more than every doctor. Unless the doctor's like a specialized doctor, been doing it 20, 30 years, highly coveted, you know, some type of plastic surgeon or just something crazy, Beverly Hills. The doctor's not, most doctors ain't making 600,000. It's doctors who make 50,000 or 100,000. Here's somebody that's selling insurance. I got a client who last year doing insurance did almost $1 million in captive insurance. not even non-captive, to where you can sell all different kind of providers. I got a client that sell one provider doing over 900,000 in her early 30s. This is what people don't realize and understand. That you got to get to that place to where you start to realize that if all you doing is going to work and getting stressed and wore out and tore up from the floor up, and then coming home too tired to do anything else, your life is never going to change. You're gonna have to cut some things out, cut out some of the whatever luxuries or outings and every extra thing, cut back a little bit and start dumping some money into a self-investment account to where you could take it, build business, so you have the money when you need to travel to a conference, to a meetup. You have what you need to where you can get that flight, or you can rent a car from the airport, local airport, drive to that other city, get a hotel room. So I'm gonna put something together like this here soon. What's going on now? Y'all going too fast on this road now, because I'm going the speed limit. Slow you behind down now. Get your life together. So I'm gonna put something like this together in a couple months, Lord willing, to where we converge upon just 20 to 30 people. Ain't gonna be no lot of people now. Just 20 to 30 people. And I'm gonna have to charge just so you could get it back. But I'm gonna have to charge just so I could confirm the seats. But 20 to 30 people, and we just gonna dive in and we gonna talk about that next level. We gonna talk about that expansion and getting out the rat race. And we gonna build. We are going to build. Because we got to do it. Got to do it. Got to make it happen. So think about it and get your mind right. Email me, support at Tony Gas. I'm putting your name on the list. You ain't gonna hear from me right away because I'm still getting my ducks in a row. So it's gonna be a few weeks, but I'm gonna email you, get on a Zoom with you or something, whether it's a group Zoom or one-on-one, and we're gonna start the build. But you got to shift your mindset though. And see, this is the thing. I don't want to just be a millionaire. I want to make millionaires. I want to make more millionaires than anybody else that ever made. I want to make millionaires. And so we got to build. But you got to shift your mindset. You got to go from that scarcity mindset. You got to go from that, I ain't got no time, I ain't got no money, I ain't got no energy. Listen, you got to work tired sometimes. You got to work tired, work exhausted. You got to work broke. You got to invest broke. You got to grind broke. You got to do it. And realize that nothing changes unless you force it to change. You got to do the work. Because you tired of being broke? I'm tired of being broke. And in relativity, I'm not broke compared to certain situations, but in my mindset, I'm not where I want to be. I ain't where I want to be. Listen here. Now, I don't like flying private because I don't trust them planes like that all the time, but I ain't where I want to be till I can do what I want to do. So till I could just take off for 2 weeks and go to Turks and Caicos and just be with my wife and feet in the sand, and I could fly on a private jet to Turks and Caicos and back, and I could build schools, and I could, whether that's in America, whether that's somewhere else, I could bless hundreds of families, whether that's school clothes, grocery, paying their rent, whatever it is, putting them in business incubators, open learning centers, until I could do what I want to do. I want to build a big old gym, big old community center, $2 million gym. Guess what? Out of the money I make, see, a lot of people, I will look like I have more money than I do because I put my money to use. So people will come, and I know so many entrepreneurs who are successful, but they don't even have an office space. And they come to my office space, and it's six spaces in 6 areas in there, 6 rooms in there. And then I got the office next door too that belongs to my wife. And they be like, man, how you got 2 offices? That's because I put my money to use. Whatever you doing with your money, you just saving it. That's what you doing. But now you ain't got nowhere to meet nobody. So now for my office, I'm finna start charging $97 a month. $97 a month. You come here, work whenever you want to, $97. Because you got to make an investment. Got to make an investment. Because you ain't gonna go nowhere if you don't make that investment and be able to appreciate that. So that's what we got to do. Got to get to that space, get to that place, and just go ahead and grind. But hey, I'm pulling up on the house and about to go in here and put this phone down. I told myself I was gonna be studying for my test that I'm about to take soon, but I'm gonna just go on in here and put this phone down and talk to my wife, because I know she missed me and I miss her. So hey, God bless you. We getting ready. If you want to go with me to that next level, email me, support@tonygasson.com. I'm saving your email, and we're going to be in touch in a couple weeks. Somebody write me. Okay, one of my NBA players. God bless you. We'll talk soon.